going on, Mr. Dave on the rock pile? Today is shotcrete day. Woo-hoo-hoo. Time to get crazy. So this is update number 9 of the Delmar job up here, or down here. It's right by the ocean, so it would be down here from my house in Alpine. So we are going to be blowing on the shotcrete today. We got Myron helping us out with the concrete pumping, and Chris Feltz, another famous rock carver dude, is going to help me out. So I'm not having to carve all the rock stuff myself alone. I've got an expert here. So that's cool, and finally getting smart. So let's walk and talk, guys. So we got all our stuff pretty much preset. The little satellite rock here. We fill them up with rocks to cover, to receive the blast of the stuff if we don't want to put burlap there, or it's easier to do just some rubble. We had a lot of rubble from the demoed fire pit structure they made that they didn't do quite right. I like to pre-pour some of the detailed areas. That way they won't get lost, you know, because the detail's only this big, and so it'll go away pretty quick when they're blowing it on there. Pre-poured a little bit of concrete around the bubbler, so we know exactly that it's straight up and down. We don't have to have wires going across, so they're going to be blowing it on here. Michael's putting on the air hose for the shotcrete that's going on, and we've put plastic around all the real rocks that are on this job. Remember, we pre-poured all these, pre-sculpted in the rocks basic. Now we're just going to finish them up on the top and bring it around. Myron, what's your company, bro? What's your company name?
I don't know.
He has no company name. If you guys want Myron to help you, give me a call. He'll help you out. So we got a valve here, 3-way, that allows us to manipulate the water, which I've explained in other videos. We built up the side right here so the water doesn't go into the spa because the elevations are pretty tight. We're going to be able to drain out over there, so that's kind of cool. We got our bathtub steel done down in the floor, so that's going to all be structural big time. Can probably have them blow a little seat or bench around in there, and maybe a step somewhere. We'll see how the elevations work out. So we got everything looking good, so we'll keep on walking and talking. So we got this one all filled up with the rubble that was left over. Oh, excuse me, I got my breakfast burps going on here. We got pegboard on the outside of our basic shape. All these will be rocked out once the pegboard's pulled off. And again, that's just, you put some spacers in there. It can be bought dobies, rock, gravel, stuff from the demo of other parts of your project. That's no problem. And we pre-poured this again to make sure that fabric doesn't just fall through and someone's walking on it. Sometimes when they're doing the shotcrete, they just need to walk everywhere, and that gets to be troublesome. Hey Daniel, can you get the grinder with the carbide disc and cut off all those rebars that are sticking up in the air? I just noticed them. Yeah. And cool. Yeah, thank you, buddy. We pre-poured the starting pond for the grotto, and we'll walk around and check that out. Big shout out to Chad and his son and nephew, if I'm remembering our team. He came up here or down here from Portland, Oregon, to help out. And that was really cool. He got a chance to get his hands into the process of making our fake rocks, which was really cool. So thank you, buddy. That was awesome. Appreciate the help. We again have pre-poured these. Again, this is so we can grab things out when they're doing the shotcrete. We already have a finished surface that's there, and we can pull it out and put it up on the rocks next to it on both sides. I'm on the bad side for the lighting on there, so I'll walk over this way. So yeah, this is better. So shotcrete's going to come up to this edge pretty much, and then not worry about this too much. We're going to try and keep the corners tight and strong and sharp, given that the real rocks on this job are like that underneath all the plastic there. So that should be a nice sharp edge, an edge there as well. And so the domes, grotto domes you might want to call them, are going to be, they have to have the structural space, and I don't want to make them too sharp and edgy, so they're going to have a little bit of boulder look, but they're also going to try and get some sharper edges on these little points in the rebar that go up. So that's cool. You can see from a distance we got our satellite done there. Again, we pre-pour all this stuff along this area just because it's upside down, and it's just maybe inefficient in terms of my use of time and effort and labor, but I know that all that stuff, steel's covered good. It's not going to fall out. Everything's going to be beautiful. So we're going to just go up on top. We'll flash it a little bit, and that'll fill in all the little spots that are not quite covered. So that's going to be cool, man. Really so very cool. And we got our pre-poured window or porthole or whatever you want to call it down in this grotto. That lets air and light come in, and that's a good thing. And I'll walk down the grotto and show the other thing that we made more recently, and I think that you've seen the Instagrams and videos on that. So we're working on it. We're gonna make it happen, and it's just gonna be beautiful. Chris Phelps, the famous man. I'm doing a video, and I want to thank him for helping me out.
No problem,
It's awesome,
man.
and we're both
My
orange.
pleasure.
You know what? We're orange man good today.
That's right.
Orange man good. Orange man good.
It'll be gray later, but
So he's coming to help me out. I'm so thankful, man. Good to have more than one pair of hands to do this stuff. Michael and Daniel are going to help me out too. They've been just great getting this thing ready to go. We got all our stuff moved out of the way. I should get my hand out of the lens probably. That one as well over here. The satellite is done. A little hole right here, so we can just have the hose in there and fill up the whole thing. You want all your rocks below water solid, totally solid. You don't want any air in there. Over here we've got our rebar and our pegboard ready on the grotto. And I pre-poured this with some lath. We're going to flash this, which means add another inch or so above and around the whole thing. Inside we have a actual raised floor right here, probably about that much. And then we also have a new bench here we're adding. So this is going to be solid mud coming all the way up. That will be really awesome. And this is the inside of that water level window. Right here is water level about. It's 3 inches up. This is like the size of a 6-inch tile. So water level is about where the orange is, and so that's going to allow water to flow through. You'll notice we have a little return line that is going to be pushing water into a circle and moving it around inside this space. It was just already there, so we're taking advantage of that to get the chemistry right inside this space. So that's going to be cool. And everything is looking awesome. Here's an outside view of our little thing again, which I think we already showed in another video. So it's looking good. So we're excited. We'll see, let you know what's going on. Might see if I have time. I can get someone to help me, maybe get some shots of me carving the mud or make things happen. So Mr. Dave here on the Rock Pile. Hope you're having a good day. Remember to be kind to one another, be forgiving, and be grateful. The key to a happy life, man. All right, guys. We will see you next time. Mr. Dave checking out. Bye. Mr. Dave here on the Rock Pile inside the grotto. We did shotcrete yesterday, got that done. As usual, my arms wanted to fall off and I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. But hey, we got through it, and so that's good. Yeah, I think things came out pretty awesome. Here we're at the Del Mar job. It is, what is it, April 2021. We've been working on this for 2 months, 2.5 months, I don't know. Doing our best to keep plugging along. It's got tons of rocks, a lot of specimen stones going on with this thing. And that's been part of the challenge, I think, and why it's taken a lot longer, because of all that work that we've had to do. But anyway, I want to walk you through. Let's do the update. I guess this would be the second part of update number 9. I think I did one yesterday. So carrying on where that left off, but we'll put it in one video. I'll edit it here. So let's take a look at things and show you what we did. So we added that step up here, so that gives an elevation that's a little higher, and we added this bench over here, and we did the pegboard. And so we're going to be doing a lot of patching. A lot of the spots that this got not all the way filled. This thing slopes a little bit down here, so I'm going to add some more concrete there, and we'll true it up, get this edge nice, rounded down, maybe fill in these gaps here a little bit. We're going to cover this, you can see the diamond lath sort of texture there, but the diamond lath is gone because you can't see with the light like that. There you go. You can see the diamond laugh there. So that's going to go away. All the pegboard we're taking off, which is really kind of nice to get that out of here. And then we're going to go ahead and begin to patch all the voids and stuff that are in this thing. Began that process yesterday a little bit. You can kind of see right there, you just cut off the tie wires and push them out, and you're good to go. And they're all tied together, and sometimes you gotta do a little banging with the hammer and stuff, but all these checkerboard pieces, all these puzzle pieces are gonna come off. So we have tons of rebound is what it's called, and that's the extra concrete, shotcrete that we don't use. It bounces off everything, and so that's got to go somewhere. We're going to jackhammer a hole in one of the rocks up top, and we're going to fill it all up, put it all up in there. So it is, by the way, a little windy, so hopefully the sound isn't too weird. This is the inside. We still have all this we're going to then patch and fill in. I did want the shotcrete guy to flash it, just give us a little 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch on there, and I didn't tell him to do that. I was so stressed out about getting everything done. So I kind of spaced out and didn't let my pumper guy Myron know. But we'll be able to do this ourselves without too much trouble. So this is standing in the pool. So let's keep walking. We're scratching these smoother surfaces just a little bit. Now we have the time to be able to change some of these whoop-de-doos, some of these curves, some of the things that happen in the design. That's our waterfall start spot up there, which is going to be great. We're going to play with that. The overall finish I think came out really, really good. So there you can see more of what you can see. If I can walk backwards, see more of our overall thing here. So we'll start off on the left. We got our little satellite done here. Again, Chris Phelps was helping us out. Phelps, not Phelps. That was a swimmer. So again, more of the rebound. That's when they pump the hose out at the end of the shotcrete process. You want to break those up before they turn into one big giant brick slab. So this is the pathway that would take you to the top of the slide. And there you can see the view from here. And these are just carved out of blobs of cement. And we did have some pieces of rebar that we attached to the structure kicking out. And we dug little spots, little foots in there, little footings if you will. So these are kind of sitting on flat spots, even though it's on a hill. So I'm going to trowel off all the popcorn, is what I call it. And you step here and then up on top. And then here's our slide trough going on down. And that's got the popcorn. We're going to play with that, knock it down and get it out of there. Yesterday we already pulled off a lot of the pegboard that was on the sides of the slide. And there's usually little spots that need a little filling in. A little part fell off right there because it was very vertical. You can see right there pegboard, or you can see burlap and rebar. So we're going to jam some stuff in there and get concrete in there. And so our slide trough going on down. And here is the stream bed that I made. Remember, it was at the slope with those rebars crisscrossing around. So we'll walk around to the other side and see if we can get a better view of that. Here's the starting pond. Remember, we did this ahead of time so that we didn't have to worry about getting this finished all out real nice. So we're gonna pop off some of that stuff, scrape it out, clean that out, and we'll be able to have a nice place to waterproof. We need to fill it up with a little bit of spec mix. That's that mortar mix. Good old Home Depot mortar mix. We're going to do that. We have the 3-way valve again that directs it to the bathtub feature in this project, and so that's going to be fun to be able to play with that. So again, this all I just hand did it. I just brought it down. We wanted to make a block there because the water's coming out there, so we build that stone up a little bit, trying to get some sharper angles so the water doesn't splash everywhere, but it's going to bounce over and fill in this little pool area. We've got a stone there to try and dam up that a little bit. We can add more too, you know. Shotcrete day is kind of a crazy day, so you just kind of get it basic, and we can always touch it up. There's a little drain pipe down there, and we didn't lose it, which is good. Sometimes it disappears. Remember, we built this side up because the spa was about at the level that the stream was, and it would go in there. So I carried the stream down and then built that out a bit. So we've got a good 4 or 5 inches. And so the water coming out here is going to be moving on. That's a big space. So there's very, very doubtful it's going to rise up at all. And they're going to raise that up a little bit. The owners want to have a little bit more depth in their hot tub spa. So there you can kind of see a little bit of a shadowing going on. So that comes down. I like to put little peel away places so it'll be bubbling down. And then I made stepping stones because we wanted to, the owner wanted to be able to walk through it. And that's kind of cool. So you should be able to walk through this thing as it's running. That's the goal anyway. And again, that'll have a little pool right there that'll well up, and it'll go over that spot. I can see what I'm doing right there and on that side. So it's going to go 2 spaces, two locations. I'm going to get that exactly leveled out the way I want it. And usually I'm pretty good at guessing on how that works. So all this stuff, we just worked it out and brought it down, making stones that go past those little terraces in the middle of them, but also bridge that. You don't want to just have them all the same. Asymmetry, always good in the design. So this is going to spill this way and this way. And again, the slide's coming down from our right, going this way. So this is going to be right where the slider's kind of, but it's not going hitting you in the face. I don't always like those features where they do that. You kind of see my, let me get on the other side, Dave. Don't be a dummy. So anyway, there you can see a little better. And we have our bathtub. We blew in a bench, so that's a nice place to sit. We have a place that's able to be stepped on right there. So you basically sit on your butt and roll your legs over. You can step on that and sit on the bench. You can also come at it from this side, step here. That's sort of a seat, and step over and get into this. So that's another cool spot. This bathtub's going to be draining right here or thereabouts. Maybe even a little bit here will come over. If someone sits in, it'll well over, but that's okay. It's all going into water area, which is pretty cool. This was a challenge to get this all done as it was going off, and my arms were pretty much fried by then. But worked back and forth this direction. This way is I put a rubber mat under my knees, so my knees don't get a lot of concrete and lime on them, because that's really hard on our flesh. We don't want that. Same thing with this bubbler rock. It's going to be going up and then bouncing down on this rock I just made, sort of a bulk rock. The tape popped off the drain, so I'm going to push a hose on the other side. Hopefully nothing went in there, because that'd be a real headache if that thing got plugged already. And these things happen, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So that'll well up, and I made those dammed up a little bit, so again, that'll fill up a little bit. So this will be actually sort of a pond area right down by the drain, and it'll work its way up and then that way, and the water can hopefully come from there this way, and we'll actually have little pools and flat areas of water, which I think is just kind of cool. So there we go. These rocks, I kind of wanted to have them be sort of benches to be able to sit a little bit. This one's a little bit able to be done that way. Came up to the board for the deck, so I'm going to jackhammer that little chunk out of there and try and get back to that board they preset for the decking up here. Got our satellite over there. So tons of rebound as usual that we'll got to get rid of. Probably going to use the rock right next to that pipe over there, that one right there. Jackhammer a hole in it, and then all this stuff we just fill it up. No point in dragging it out here when we have these nice big hollow rocks that we can use. So I think it came up pretty darn cool. Got a little planter over here that we're going to clean all the muck out, try and jackhammer down a little bit and get some drainage. The deck is going to have a piece of conduit and a sprinkler line brought in case they want to do some lighting, uplighting with like a little palm or something. And a sprinkler would be able to go on that too, which would be pretty cool. It's nice to have plants automatically watered, because if they ain't, they don't always last. So there you go. Did I forget anything? I think I covered it pretty good. So big leap forward in the process here, getting the shotcrete done. And as usual, it just kicks my booty. My arms are so sore, my skinny little arms. So anyways, thanks guys for checking out my stuff. Here we are, update number 9, second half. And we were going to continue to clean up the rebound, put it in that rock, patch all the holes and voids. There'll be some inside the grotto, do that by hand. Going to be pumping on a texture coat here at some point. Might even use that just to help fill in areas and change the shapes a little bit. But shotcrete, it was 15.5 yards, I think, 16 yards. That's a full cement truck and a half. So quite a bit of mud. Had 2% retardant in it, I think. So that was pretty good. So anyways, we got her done and nobody got killed. So that's good. So anyways, Mr. Dave here on the rock pile, and the wind is blowing. We're in Del Mar, job, continuing the process of creation. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Remember, if you want to learn how we do this, go to davehenderson.podia.com, davehenderson.podia.com. Got some free stuff you can download if you like. And for my blogs and links to other platforms, you can check out www.daverhenderson.com. I know it's all about me. That's all right. It is weird, but it's the way you market stuff now, I guess. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Check out that stuff, and if you have any questions, send me a question. I do my best on the YouTube videos. I get so many comments and questions. It's really hard to respond to them all, but I'm doing my best. So anyway, thanks for your patience on that, and we will continue to march along creating our grotto project here and keep you posted. So anyway, remember to be grateful and forgiving. Literally, I think every college in America should have that. A mandatory part of graduating is you pass the class on gratitude and forgiveness, because those two things are the primary things our country needs, besides getting closer to our faith. And if you don't have a faith other than in your own self, getting dialed in with something that'll carry you through, and in the name that is Jesus. Jesus will get you there, but you got to ask him into your heart. He won't push in. So there you go, Mr. Dave on the rock pile. Hope you're having a great day. God bless you. Thanks for watching my stuff, and if you could share it, subscribe to the video if you're on YouTube, that would be awesome. And thanks so much for your support. It really has helped me get through some pretty hard times. So God bless you guys. We will see you next time on the rock pile. In the meantime, be kind to one another, tell someone you love them, and try to make someone smile or laugh every day. Every day. All right, learn, grow, become. Talk to you soon.